Google recently released their AI Essentials course for beginners. It demands a 5-hour time commitment and costs $49 upfront to complete. The workplace landscape has shifted. Employers now treat basic AI fluency as a mandatory requirement rather than an optional addition to a resume. That creates a very specific dilemma for anyone trying to build their resume right now. You need to know if this specific Google certificate proves technical competency, or if you are simply paying $50 for a glossary of buzzwords. This checklist outlines 3 core competencies an AI user must prove. First, structuring a prompt that yields specific outputs. Second, selecting the correct AI software for different workflows. And third, understanding the inherent limitations of language models before feeding them sensitive company data. We are going to measure the Google course strictly against these 3 baselines. By the end, you'll know exactly who should enroll and who will end up completely wasting their money. Let's start by evaluating how Google tackles that second baseline, teaching you how to select the right AI tools. The course breaks the software landscape down into clear categories. It starts with standalone tools. These are independent platforms like ChatGPT or Midjourney, where you have to manually copy and paste your work back and forth between your actual workspace and the AI. It contrasts those with integrated AI features. These operate natively within the software you are already using, like drafting a document using the Gemini features built directly into Google Docs. Finally, it covers custom AI solutions, which are specialized models trained explicitly to solve highly specific enterprise problems. We can chart how well the course teaches this taxonomy on this comparison matrix. The curriculum scores extremely high on theoretical clarity, giving you a solid mental map of what exists. But the utility drops drastically on real-world depth. The course offers 0 technical tutorials on how to build custom enterprise solutions. The trade-off here is clear. Google will teach you how to accurately categorize AI tools in a meeting, but you are entirely on your own when it comes to deploying them in a corporate environment. That brings us to how the course handles the next competency, prompt structuring. The instruction relies on a few solid frameworks. It explains implied context, detailing why you have to explicitly state background information, like salary history and industry averages. Otherwise, the AI will generate generic advice. It clarifies the difference between 0-shot and few-shot prompting, establishing that shots simply refers to the raw number of examples you feed the AI within your prompt to guide its output. And it introduces chain-of-thought prompting as a concrete method for breaking a massive request, like writing a full cover letter, into iterative, manageable steps. Plotting this module on our matrix, we see a very similar pattern. The structural logic plots very high for theoretical clarity. However, the score drops significantly for depth because the examples the instructors use are superficial. Instead of walking through deep corporate data analysis or complex project management tasks, the course relies on low-stakes scenarios, like summarizing customer service responses or writing pickup lines for dating apps. The underlying architecture of the frameworks is sound, but because Google leaves out rigorous corporate case studies, you have to do the heavy lifting to translate those basic concepts into actual workplace utility. The final baseline competency is limitation awareness. Google instructors structured the course content to prioritize visual analogies when explaining these abstract risks. They compare the AI model to a car's engine, while the interface tool represents the chassis. They use these analogies to emphasize 3 specific dangers: inherent bias within the underlying training data, hard cutoff dates where the AI simply lacks recent information, and the tendency for models to output factual hallucinations. Let's bring back our matrix. Like the others, the limitations module scores high on theoretical clarity. But unlike the other sections, this data point remains high on real-world depth. Understanding these dangers translates directly to operational safety. To actually earn the certificate, though, you have to pay an attention tax. The course relies on interactive, graded homework assignments to enforce these concepts. You are strictly required to hit an 80% passing grade on the quizzes. You cannot just leave the videos playing passively on a second monitor and expect to click your way to the end. That friction serves a very specific purpose. It ensures that the certificate represents actual retained knowledge of AI boundaries, rather than acting as a simple attendance trophy. Based on those specific trade-offs, we can determine the exact return on investment this course offers, which depends on your specific career situation. There is a financial workaround. Enrolling in the Google Project Management certification on Coursera includes the AI Essentials course at no additional cost. The trade-off is your time. Taking advantage of the bundle requires a significantly larger commitment to complete 2 full programs instead of 1. Look at this decision tree to figure out what you should do. The first question is simple. Are you currently using AI tools in your daily workflow? If you fall into the daily practitioner archetype, you follow the Yes branch. You should skip this course. If you are already looking for advanced deployment strategies, the surface-level curriculum and vague corporate examples will be a poor use of your time. If you aren't using AI daily, we navigate down the No branch. This splits between the absolute beginner and the strategic optimizer. The absolute beginner should pay the $49. The value of receiving highly structured instruction from actual experts far outweighs the cost of struggling to piece together random tutorials online. The strategic optimizer should leverage the Coursera bundle and claim the free AI certificate. You're trading extra time to maximize your resume's impact across 2 distinct, highly applicable disciplines. A Google AI Essentials certificate functions as a verified, structured on-ramp for beginners, helping you pull ahead of professionals still ignoring these tools entirely.